Previously on the Ashburton, after reaching Emu Creek Station for a well-deserved cool-off in a beautiful river, what was meant to be a quick stopover turned into an adventure of its own, with the river breaking its banks, flooding the campsite and trapping us overnight as the crossing in was well underwater. The next morning, the flood subsided just enough for us to leave. Welcome to the Ashburton. I'm Ronny Dahl, and this is our epic adventure throughout the heart of the Pilbara, from the coast to the centre of the Hamersley Ranges. Welcome to episode 3 of the Ashburton. We are on our way to a place called Chila Plains, as we have heard of an epic hidden gem called the Beasley River Gorge. To gain access to this hidden gem, we must first visit Chila Plains Station Stay, so we can get a key and a map. Let's get to it. This is Evan and Robin, the owners of Chila Plains Station. You might be thinking, how big is the property and what is it actually used for?
So the property, Chila Plains, is about 190,000 hectares, which is about 500,000 acres. Beef cattle property, and it's quite long in length. We have 70 kilometres of this road.
We did a short interview with Evan and Robin about everyday station life, what they get up to, and what else Chila Plains has on offer for travellers like yourself. It's another part of Station Stays on my second channel. After a good chat and some valuable information was obtained, we got fed their famous carrot cake and a lot of sausage rolls, which these three piggies ate pretty much the entire lot of. Sorry to the camera crew who didn't get much to eat. With the keys and maps in our hands, we're now off to do what we enjoy the most, heading out bush to the Beasley River Gorge. We've left Chila Plains and we're now going out to the gorge. If you want to grab that map they gave us. So they gave us a bit of a map we can follow, and it's got all the history of the geological history, which goes back to a phenomenal 2,800 million years. Yes, 2,800 million years ago. This is some of the oldest landscapes in the world, geologically. Can't even fathom 2,800 million years.
It's a couple of years.
Once upon a time, 2.8 billion years ago. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Speaking of the opposite scale, the drive in was actually surprisingly short. Before we knew it, we were already at the Beasley River Camp.
We actually got to camp in the daylight, and we've turned up to what they call Wangara Gorge, and there's water here which we're all very excited about because it is stinking hot and a bit sweaty, and thunderstorm rolling in, which is going to make it even worse. So we're going to go and chill out for a bit and then go explore the rest of the place.
100-metre walk from the track up there. We've got a pool right in front of us. That's awesome. Yep, that certainly is awesome, especially when it's 40 degrees and humid out here. But take note of that warning sign up in the tree. That's from a flood. Well, we came a long way for this. Let's get in there, eh?
Woo! Oh, that's nice.
This is the perfect temperature.
Oh, that's beautiful.
A lot cooler.
I think we might have to camp here. With nighttime creeping in and the thunderstorm rolling in fast, our visit to the waterhole was very brief, and we're going to have to explore the rest of the tracks tomorrow.
We were at Mussel Pool, now we're back at Wangara Pool. And the cool thing is, we had no idea these places were here. So when we went to Onslow, we asked a few questions, asked some of the locals there, and we were told of these stations on the way. So just like Emu Creek, it's kind of a hidden spot until you know about it. The same as this place here, Chila Station. There's a lot of hidden gems. As you saw, 2 waterholes, the drive-in, spectacular. Right now we're experiencing a thunderstorm which has just been circling us since we've been here, and the boys are over there huddled underneath the awning in case, well, for the next impending shower of rain. Back in the car, the boys are back at camp. I gave them the option to come with me, but they chose not to, and fair enough, it is pouring down with rain. That's the reason why I've headed out, because of what happened yesterday. We didn't even see rain and our camp got flooded out. Now we have rain, and I've been told by Robin about this waterfall that only runs when it's wet. And you probably just saw that bolt. Listen to it. So we're out here, just going to try and find that waterfall, and hopefully it's flowing. Hopefully we had enough water for it to go. It may be the only chance to go and see it as well. She warned us about if we camp at the other spot, we may not be able to get back because of rivers rising and whatnot. Exactly what happened to us yesterday. So we're going to rush there now, see if we can find it. That was really close. That was really close. Wow. That's insane. We're out of the car now. We're back at Mussel Pool, and we're going to follow Mussel Pool Trail over to Parenti Falls. So let's go for a walk. It's not that far, but it is dark. Probably not something I'd recommend most people to do, but this is a unique situation and I really want to check it out. So let's go. And you'll note that I've left the rear lights on the vehicle, so it's easy for us to find it again. It's pretty damn dark. No moon. Just trying to see if there's any flow in the river. Looks like a little bit. We're a bit further in, and I've got to say, this is the biggest paperbark tree I've seen in my entire life. That is phenomenal. You can't even put your arms all the way around it. That is huge. We're getting closer, maybe 100 metres to go. It's getting pretty steep now too. slippery. I still can't hear any water falling, so hopefully this is not for nothing. We're in another gorge as well, so it's getting a bit echoey. And either side there's a big wall going up either side. Here we are, Parenti Fall. This is it right here. It has just started to flow. If we get a lot more rain, I reckon it'll kick up pretty good. The middle part's flowing. This is a really cool little canyon as well. And every time that lightning lights up, it's not something you'll see every day. So this is a great experience. I'll definitely remember this one. I'm going to sit here for a bit, and then I think we better head back because I'm down to one torch now. So me and the cameraman will be relying on one single torch and his head torch. It's happened again. Oh, Chris, your shoes. Got to move that cruiser too, eh? Are the keys in it? Let's leave it for now. I think we're all slept and didn't even hear this. It's insane how that water's just come in. 10 minutes ago, between the time of Chris grabbing the camera out, it's actually already come up another foot. So we're gonna have to move the cars, the trailer and everything very soon. This is crazy. There are two camps here. The camp at Muscle Pool is underwater right now. It'll definitely be underwater. How deep? 3 meters, 6 meters, 8 meters, who knows?
Remember that warning sign we saw yesterday? That's probably a good indication of how deep it might be there right now.
That's a lot of water coming through. It only rained here maybe 10 mil of rain. Somewhere else has copped a lot of rain. Do you reckon that's 5 meters, 6 meters deep there?
Ronny likes to wake me up in some weird and wonderful ways. This definitely takes the cake. He left the tap on last night, and the river that never runs, we've been told, well, it's running, and so are we. It was dry. Dry as a bone. Who would have thought, eh?
Hey Ronny, weren't you saying you can go camping all your life and never see your campsite get flooded?
Yeah.
Not bad. 2 days in a row underwater.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from now on. I'm never ever camping in a riverbed. Ever.
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 Camping in the riverbed is absolutely crazy, and we've never done it. But in wet season, even a designated campsite like this one can flood out. It is incredible. In part 10 of Project Luxy, we're going to talk about fuel capacity.
Oh, that's a python. That's a tiny, tiny python. All kinds of stuff here.
You reckon he's the python?
Yeah. Yeah, look at his head. He's got a broad head.
Yeah. What, to the point where you pick him up?
Yeah, but you keep questioning it, so now I'm questioning that little bit. A lot of wildlife has been coming up from the riverbed because of this flash flood here. Spiders, scorpions, snakes, all kinds of stuff. So the boys have been very quick to close their swags up. One thing I want to stress here is, although we know this is a python,
unless you're a snake expert, don't try and pick these guys up, because what you think might be a python may not be a python, because you may not know what you're actually looking at. But this is definitely a python, this snake here. What type of python, I'm not sure, but I can tell by the broad head and just the patterns on it that that's definitely a python. Keep packing up and see what else we find underneath our swags and our ground sheets. It's been an interesting morning, to say the least.
Although we got washed out twice now. We didn't get swept out upstream. For that, I think we got lucky, very lucky. But we also got lucky to experience the forces of nature with our own eyes. Twice. For that, we are all super excited.
We've taken ourselves to higher ground. We're going to head out now. We were going to go to the end of the track, but unfortunately that's not going to be an option for perhaps days. So I'm glad we went to that waterfall last night to check it out, even though it was just a trickle. I reckon right now it'll be cranking. We're now off to Parabadoo and we'll see what the next place has for us. Hopefully we don't get flooded out again, because that'll be a trifecta. Flooded twice in a row. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
We had a chat to the station owners, and this year has been one of the best years they've had for rainfall for a long, long time. The creek we camped up at Wungara Creek, they said that doesn't normally flow. And we had a bit of rain last night, not much where we were, thunder, lightning, but obviously upriver it was bucketing down, because the amount of water that came through this morning was just astounding. When it rains up here, it rains, and you've got to be prepared, because it can come out of nowhere in no time, as we found out. Those waters rise really quick.
Aside from finding these beautiful stations on the way with beautiful water holes, you know, to get a nice break from the heat and all that, go for a swim, check out the scenery too. This one in particular is closed during summer, so don't stress about the river as much. So if you camp here in wet season, which you can't because it's closed, you may end up swept away, like what nearly happened to us there. But during the months of opening, which is April 1st and all the way up until summer, this will be a spectacular place to come to, and the temperatures will be a lot lower as well. Right now it's 8 AM and it's 27 degrees.
We are taking a few scenic routes on our way to Parabadoo for the next leg of our journey. Although we have experienced so much already, we ain't seen nothing yet. Stay tuned for an electric and wet four-wheel drive adventure next time in the Ashburton.